Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the Lover, awesome as how to do this, back for you with a product opening. And today we are digging into a structure deck with some insane reprints and a lot of nostalgia attached to it. The Legend of Crystal Beasts structure deck. As you can see, I have 3 in front of me. I'll probably crack open one, we can, fan through that together and have a look at some of the absolutely crazy reprints in this, alongside some of the new Crystal Beast cards. But I think before that, we'll take a look at the paper mat that I'll... Yeah, the motifs on these always look honestly pretty sick, even as like someone who has not played Crystal Beasts in ever. But yeah, paper mats, am I right? I always forget you should open these from the bottom. Or you can just rip them. Yeah, and with that we have the contents of the box in front of us. There's the opening for the little foil package here. And with that we can take a dive into what new Crystal Beast stuff. Some of this stuff is actually pretty decent. We start off, of course, with an ultra rare copies of the one and only Rainbow Dragon. And then we have the new fusion here. The Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. This guy is not only massive if you have every Crystal Beast in rotation, or rather banished, because he will gain 7,000 attack, turning him into an 11k beat stick if you have every single Crystal Beast banished. And if he hasn't battled this turn, he has the quick effect tributed and shuffle as many cards as possible from the field into the decks, and he will also revive as many or as many as you want banished Crystal Beasts. So another just big beat stick that helps you close out games if your Crystal Beast engine has carried you into a very favorable game state. And then we have the new guy, the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. This guy is kind of crazy. Has the standard Crystal Beast effects of becoming a continuous spell instead of going to the graveyard, and then he has 2 very interesting effects, because if an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast, you can special summon this guy from your hand, and a 3k beat stick that can just put himself from the hand onto the board is already pretty damn sick. But also, if this guy's in your spell and trap zone, you can banish it, special a level 4 lower Crystal Beast from your deck, but its effects are sadly negated, and then you can add an ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand, which of course will be your Rainbow Dragon. Pretty sick card, honestly. And we continue that trend with the next card, the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. A very heartfelt name there. During the main phase, this gives you an additional normal for your Crystal Beasts. Also, you can destroy a Crystal Beast card you control, and then add a Crystal Spell Trap from deck to hand, which of course puts a Crystal Beast in your Spell Trap zone, and also gets you to one of the very powerful Crystal Spell Traps. Some of the newer ones are insane. And also, if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your Spell and Trap zone, even during the damage step, you can target a card your opponent controls and return both it and this card to the hand. Kind of crazy, honestly. Just a lot of stuff that this card alone does. Be it extending your plays, or just helping you set up, helping you tutor through your very powerful trap lineup by now. But also just the removal is very nice. And then we have a very appreciated reprint. This card was expensive at release, I think. I think I sold some copies for €8 back then. But Crystal Bond, a very powerful search card, because this not only fetches you any Crystal Beast monster from deck to hand, but it also places a Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck into your Spell Trap zone. Absolutely crazy support card for this deck. Understandable, this had a very commanding price point for a good while. Then we have the first fusion the deck got in the Rainbow Overdragon. Of course, not counting Rainbow Neos. We have some tokens here. You have Jesse with his Crystal Beasts, with all of them in the back, actually. We have Jesse with Ruby Carbuncle. And then we have the Ruby Carbuncle here. One of the better Crystal Beasts. I assume, you know, we have the entire gang just here. Yeah, there they are. Ruby Carbuncle, Amethyst Cat, Emerald Tortoise, Topaz Tiger, Amber Mammoth, Cobalt Eagle, and the Sapphire Pegasus. And we have a Rainbow Dark Dragon, a Crystal Master, a Crystal Keeper. The pendulums for this archetype always confuse me, but these are pretty decent, just grabbing you, you know, your spell traps or your monsters. We have a Hamon, the Lord of Striking Thunder, of course, for the incidental synergy of this being able to tribute Crystal Beasts in your spell trap zone, as they are continuous spells. And then we get into some really crazy reprints, because this deck not only comes with a common print for Dimension Shifter, a incredibly disgusting hand trap that is seeing a lot of play right now due to, you know, a very favorable interaction with the Terelement deck, but also Contact C, pretty decent side deck card. B-Troopers can, for example, side this, and it's pretty decent for that, as it forces your opponent to use this as, you know, a material for the first extra deck summon they try to make. And then the one, the only, Ash Blossom and Forehead. Yeah, I mean, this has been a staple for years. This is its second structure deck printing. And despite, you know, a structure deck printing already in the past, this still commands a pretty damn good price point. And this is a very appreciated reprint that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. And, you know, to kind of round out a very good hand trap lineup in this deck, Ghost Bell is also a pretty decent hand trap, depending on the format. That will probably also see a good amount of use. Then we have Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. This specifically works with Rainbow Dragon. You have to reveal an ultimate crystal monster in your hand to activate one of the following effects, or you can activate both if you control an ultimate crystal monster. It's either, you know, take a Rainbow Bridge card or a Rainbow Reflection from deck and either add it to hand or dump it, or you special summon a Crystal Beast monster from basically anywhere. Crystal Aegis, this is some protection. You know, gives you a token with stats and attribute equal to a Crystal Beast of yours that you destroy, and while it's engraved, you can banish it to special summon a Crystal Beast from your spell trap zone that has just been placed there. The OG field spell with a lot of effects depending on, you know, what how many Crystal Beasts you have in your spell trap zone. Some of these are actually pretty crazy, because if you have 3 in your spell trap zone, this is a once per turn spell or trap negate by sending a Crystal Beast card from your spell trap zone to the graveyard. A Rainbow Bridge, adding, you know, those Crystal Beast spell traps from your deck to your hand, which is another really crazy card. Crystal Beacon, Crystal Blessing, we have Crystal Abundance, a Crystal Promise is the name. Crystal Tree, we have a Crystal Release, I think, a rare value, pretty sick draw card, honestly. Sends a Crystal Beast. Since if you have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell trap zone, your opponent sends one to the graveyard and you draw 2. Pretty sick draw card, honestly. Here we have the Rainbow Refraction. This specifically works if you have a Rainbow Dragon on your field. I think it's a pop. Special summon. It summons Crystal Beasts. Any number of Crystal Beasts from the deck. That's pretty crazy. The Advanced Dark Field spell for those, you know, Advanced Dark Crystal Beasts. Melody of Awakening Dragon that, funnily enough, can fetch you not only Rainbow Dragon, but also the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in this deck. Foolish Burial Goods, also another sick reprint. A Cosmic Cyclone. A Crystal Boon. This is one of the new cards similar to Crystal Miracle, a pretty sick counter trap for the deck. Crystal Brilliance, I think, is the name. Yeah, Crystal Brilliance, very simple. Crystal Pair, a Crystal Conclave. This is a pretty cool advantage engine, as it gives you another Crystal Beast to work with if one of yours gets destroyed. Ultimate Crystal Magic, pretty sick card. Fuses you into one of your big guys. I think specifically Over Dragon rather easily if one of your Crystal Beasts gets destroyed by battle. And then we have Gem Release, I think is the name. Counter Gem is the name. Feral Flames, a pretty sick card for Dinomorphia. Was thinking about maybe picking up a playset. I guess now I have one. And a Metaverse alongside another Crystal Beast token, which is looking pretty sick, to be honest. But yeah, and then we have a lot of product placement for MD, Duel Links. Been grinding a lot of that with the new World Edit, Legacy of the Duelist, and Power of the Elements. But I think I'll be cracking open the other 2 structure decks, putting together a kind of small list that you can maybe build with 3 of these. And yeah, then I can, send you guys off with that. And I guess, yeah, with that, I've quickly, assembled a deck you can build out of 3 of these. Mind you, I have never read or at least I have never read modern Crystal Beast cards in my life before. I've only played Crystal Beast once in Prague, and that went terrible. So let's quickly go over this. The extra deck will be fairly simple. You're just playing 3 of both fusions. Fairly straightforward. I think you can supplement this with a lot of cool stuff, actually. Especially, maybe some rank 4s. Or, some generic utility links. For the main deck, I went with 1 Rainbow Dragon. This guy is highly searchable, but I think you can definitely play 2, because the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon's effect requires you to also be able to add an ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So maybe playing a second copy could be very handy. In those cases where you need to resolve, Zenith Rainbow Dragon multiple times per game. But I think 1 is the definite bare minimum, but I think 2 could also be fine depending on how much space you will find. Then we're playing 3 of the new guy, the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Incredibly crazy card, free 3k body. Also able to, special those Crystal Beasts from your deck. Just kind of, a card that does it all in a very literal sense. Going into our Crystal Beast lineup, we are only maxing out on Sapphire Pegasus, because Sapphire Pegasus, if summoned, puts a Crystal Beast from your deck in your spell trap zone, makes him probably the best Crystal Beast by far. Playing 2 Ruby Carbuncle. Ruby Carbuncle is cool because if you special summon Ruby Carbuncle, you can special summon as many Crystal Beasts from your spell and trap card zone as possible, which is pretty damn cool. Enables some sick swarming, so having a second copy is definitely nice. And then we're just, playing 1 of every other name, so that we have the whole gang together. An Amber Mammoth, a Topaz Tiger, a Cobalt Eagle, and an Amethyst Cat, and a Emerald Tortoise. For the staple portion, I decided to go with 3 Ash, 3 Shifter in terms of hand traps. You can definitely swap these out for Ghost Bells and Contact Seas depending on your local metagame. But this will probably be a more, hit generally a good portion of what you will be facing. But a lot of choices always depend on what you will be facing locally. 3 Crystal Bond, just an absolutely crazy search card. Searching any archetypal monster and then also basically being something that furthers the archetype's game plan. Kind of crazy. So we're definitely maxing out on that. 3 Rainbow Bridge gives you easy access to every crystal spell trap. Funnily enough, also not once per turn. So if you draw multiples, it's not even dead. Very crazy, honestly. Really sick card, to be fair. I'm playing 2 rare values. This might just be my boomer brain telling me, yes, this is cool. I don't know. I like the card, so I put in 2, but this could probably be also something that actually accomplishes something. Yeah, then we move on to 3 of a actually good card. 3 Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, the additional normal summon, the setup, the removal, it's just all there, Very crazy card, very does it all. So yeah, you definitely want to max out on that one. Then we have 1 Rainbow Ruins to grab off of our, I think it's Rainbow Refraction. Wait, yeah, off of our Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. Oh wait, this doesn't even grab that. I mean, it's still cool to play 1 of the field spell, I think, and this is just something that goes very well with your Rainbow Dragon. Also is able to add you those Rainbow Bridge cards or Rainbow Refraction, possibly, if you want to play that. So yeah, moving into the traps. I know a bit more about those. Crystal Conclave is crazy. because once per turn, if one or more Crystal Beast monsters you control are destroyed in any way, shape, or form, you can special summon another Crystal Beast from your deck, which is very, very crazy, honestly. Gives you a really good, consistency chain, just cycling through your Crystal Beast. Also, you can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, bounce a Crystal Beast card on the field to your hand, and then also bounce another card on the field back to the hand. Very cool card. Really sick, honestly. Enables a very, very good resource loop for the deck. So that is always highly appreciated. 3 Crystal Miracle. It's an Omni Negate counter trap. This, I feel like, is a no-brainer, honestly. Also has a pretty sick graveyard effect, where you can put a Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard into your spell and trap zone, and then capping off the main deck is a copy of Ultimate Crystal Magic to maybe enable a fusion summon if one of your Crystal Beasts gets destroyed by battle. But I think this shall be it for, the opening of the Crystal Beast structure deck. Definitely a lot of sick cards in here, a lot of sick reprints. I'd like to know if, you guys are maybe picking this up, maybe some Crystal Beast enthusiasts out there that are watching me, that can tell me in the comments how terrible the list was I just presented. But yeah, not only, sick for, of course, the staples that it reprinted, but also for a lot of the Crystal Beast cards that have a really, really good power level to them, and definitely take this iconic GX archetype into a very good direction. But I think with all that out of the way, I'll thank you guys very much for watching and see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.